My dearest child, there is a truth I wish to impart to you, one that transcends time and space, a truth that will guide you through the winding paths of life. It is a simple yet profound principle. If you want to buy something without looking at the clock, complete your work without looking at the clock first. This statement, though seemingly straightforward, carries within it the seeds of discipline, fulfillment, and the essence of a life well lived. Let me unfold its layers for you so that you may understand its depth and apply it to your journey. From the moment you were born, I have watched you grow, learn, and navigate the world with curiosity and wonder. You have stumbled, risen, and triumphed in ways that fill my heart with pride. Yet as you step into the vast expanse of adulthood, I feel compelled to share this wisdom, for it is a cornerstone of success, contentment, and inner peace. The world is a place of endless distractions. Everywhere you turn, there are temptations, shiny objects, fleeting pleasures, and the allure of instant gratification. It is easy to lose yourself in the pursuit of these things, to chase after what feels good in the moment without considering the cost. But true fulfillment does not come from indulgence alone. It comes from the satisfaction of knowing you have done your best, that you have given your all to the task before you. When I say, if you want to buy something without looking at the clock, I am speaking of freedom, the freedom to enjoy the fruits of your labor without guilt, without worry, without the nagging sense that something remains undone. This freedom is not granted, it is earned. It is the reward for diligence, for perseverance, for the quiet determination to see your work through to the end. Imagine, my child, a farmer who plants seeds in the spring. He does not simply scatter them haphazardly and walk away, hoping for the best. No, he tends to the soil, waters the plants, and protects them from weeds and pests. He works tirelessly, day after day, without complaint, knowing that the harvest will come in due time. When autumn arrives, he reaps the bounty of his labor, and he does so with joy and gratitude. He does not look at the clock, for he has already done the work required. His reward is not just the crops he gathers, but the peace of mind that comes from knowing he has fulfilled his responsibilities. In the same way, your work, whether it is your studies, your career, or your personal goals, is like the farmer's field. It requires care, attention, and effort. It demands that you show up even when you do not feel like it, even when the task seems tedious or overwhelming. But if you approach it with dedication and focus, if you complete it without constantly glancing at the clock, wishing for the hours to pass more quickly, you will find that the rewards are far greater than you imagined. There is a beauty in immersing yourself fully in your work, in losing yourself in the process rather than fixating on the outcome. When you do this, time becomes irrelevant. The minutes and hours fade away, and you are left with a sense of flow, of being in harmony with the task at hand. This is where true mastery lies, not in rushing through your responsibilities, but in embracing them, in finding meaning and purpose in the work itself. Of course, this is not always easy. There will be days when the weight of your obligations feels unbearable, when the temptation to procrastinate or cut corners is overwhelming. On those days, remember this: every small step you take, every effort you make, brings you closer to the freedom you desire. Do not be discouraged by the size of the task before you. Instead, focus on what you can do in this moment. Break the work into manageable pieces and tackle each one with intention and care. Before you know it, you will have made progress, and the burden will feel lighter. And when you have completed your work, when you have given it your all, you will find that the rewards are sweeter than you ever imagined. The ability to enjoy your leisure time without guilt, to pursue your passions and interests without the shadow of unfinished tasks hanging over you, is a gift unlike any other. It is the fruit of your labor, the evidence of your commitment and discipline. But let me be clear, my child, this is not a call to abandon rest or to neglect the importance of balance. Rest is essential, for it rejuvenates the mind, body, and spirit. It is not a sign of weakness, but a necessary part of the cycle of productivity. What I am urging you to do is to prioritize your work, to give it the attention and effort it deserves, so that when you do rest, you can do so fully and freely. Think of it this way. Life is a tapestry woven from countless threads of work and play, effort and relaxation, struggle and triumph. Each thread has its place, and each contributes to the beauty of the whole. If you neglect one thread, the tapestry becomes unbalanced and the picture is incomplete. But if you weave each thread with care, if you honor the process and give each moment its due, the result is a masterpiece, a life rich in meaning, joy, and fulfillment. There will be times when the world tries to convince you otherwise, when it tells you that success is measured by how much you have rather than how much you have given, that happiness is found in shortcuts rather than in the journey. Do not be swayed by these voices, for they speak of illusions, not truths. The path to true abundance lies in the quiet, consistent effort to do your best, to honor your commitments, and to live with integrity. And so, my child, I urge you to embrace this principle with all your heart. Let it guide you in your studies, your career, your relationships, and your personal growth. When you are faced with a task, do not look at the clock, wishing for it to be over. Instead, immerse yourself in the work, give it your full attention, and trust that the rewards will come in due time. When you do this, you will find that the freedom to enjoy life's pleasures is not something you must chase, but something that flows naturally from the way you live. Remember, too, that you are never alone in this journey. I am with you always, cheering you on, guiding you, and holding you in my love. When the road feels long and the work feels hard, call on me for strength and encouragement. Together we will navigate the challenges and celebrate the victories, knowing that each step brings you closer to the life you are meant to live. As you move forward, carry this truth in your heart. The clock is not your master, nor is it your enemy. It is simply a tool, a way to measure the passage of time. But the true measure of your life lies not in the hours and minutes, but in the depth of your effort, the sincerity of your intentions, and the love you bring to all that you do. When you complete your work without looking at the clock, you are not just fulfilling a task. You are honoring the gift of time itself, and in doing so, you are living a life of purpose and meaning. Go forth, my beloved child, with courage and determination. Embrace your work with joy, and let your efforts be a testament to your strength and character. And when the time comes to enjoy the fruits of your labor, do so with a heart full of gratitude and a spirit free from worry. For you will have earned it, not through haste or shortcuts, but through the steady, unwavering commitment to do what is right and good. This is my message to you, my child. May it guide you, inspire you, and remind you of the incredible potential that lies within you. You are capable of greatness, not because of what you have, but because of who you are. And as you walk this path, know that I am always with you, loving you, believing in you, and celebrating every step of your journey. My dear child, as you reflect on these words, I want to take you deeper into the heart of this truth. For it is not merely about work and leisure, but about the very essence of how you live your life. It is about the choices you make, the priorities you set, and the legacy you leave behind. Let us explore this together so that you may see how this principle weaves itself into every aspect of your existence. Consider for a moment the nature of time itself. Time is a gift, a precious resource that is given to all, yet used differently by each. Some squander it, chasing after fleeting pleasures and distractions. Others hoard it, fearing its passage and clinging to the past. But the wise, those who understand the true value of time, use it with intention and purpose. They recognize that time is not something to be conquered or controlled, but something to be honored and cherished. When you complete your work without looking at the clock, you are honoring time. You are saying, this moment matters. This task matters. I will give it the attention it deserves. This mindset transforms not only how you work, but how you live. It teaches you to be present, to fully engage with the here and now, rather than constantly yearning for what is to come. It is in this presence that you will find peace. For peace is not the absence of challenges, but the ability to face them with a calm and focused mind. When you are fully present in your work, you are not burdened by regrets of the past or anxieties about the future. You are simply here, doing what needs to be done. And in that simplicity, there is profound freedom. But let us not stop at the practical. Let us delve into the spiritual, for this principle is deeply rooted in the divine order of things. You see, my child, I have created you with a purpose, a unique calling that only you can fulfill. Your work, whether it is your career, your relationships, or your personal growth, is an expression of that purpose. It is a way for you to contribute to the world, to leave it better than you found it. When you approach your work with diligence and focus, you are aligning yourself with that purpose. You are participating in the divine plan, co-creating with me to bring light and love into the world. This is why it is so important to complete your work without looking at the clock. For when you do, you are not just fulfilling a task, you are fulfilling your destiny. You are saying, I am here to serve. I am here to create. I am here to make a difference. And in that act of service, you will find a deeper sense of meaning and fulfillment than any material possession or fleeting pleasure could ever provide. Think of the great men and women who have left their mark on history. They were not driven by the desire for fame or fortune, but by a sense of purpose. They worked tirelessly, not because they had to, but because they believed in what they were doing. They understood that their work was not just about them, but about something greater, a cause, a mission, a vision for a better world. And because they gave themselves fully to that work, they were able to achieve extraordinary things. You too have the potential to achieve extraordinary things, but it begins with how you approach your work. It begins with the decision to give it your all, to pour your heart and soul into it, and to trust that the results will come in due time. This is not always easy, especially in a world that values speed and instant results. But remember, my child, that the most enduring achievements are not built in a day. They are the result of consistent effort, of showing up day after day, even when the progress seems slow. There will be times when you feel discouraged, when the road ahead seems long and the finish line far away. In those moments, remember this: every step you take, no matter how small, is a step forward. Every effort you make, no matter how seemingly insignificant, is a contribution to the greater whole. Do not underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. They are the building blocks of greatness. And when you feel the weight of your responsibilities pressing down on you, remember that you are not alone. I am with you, always guiding you, strengthening you, and reminding you of your worth. You are my beloved child, and I have equipped you with everything you need to succeed. Trust in yourself and trust in me. Together, we will overcome every obstacle and achieve every goal. Now, let us turn our attention to the broader implications of this principle, for it is not just about your individual work, but about how you relate to others and the world around you. When you approach your work with diligence and focus, you set an example for those around you. You inspire them to do the same, to give their best, and to take pride in their efforts. In this way, your actions have a ripple effect, touching the lives of others in ways you may never fully see. Think of the people who have inspired you in your own life. Perhaps it was a teacher who believed in you, a mentor who guided you, or a friend who encouraged you. Their influence did not come from their words alone, but from their actions, from the way they lived their lives with integrity and purpose. You too have the power to inspire others, simply by the way you approach your work and your life. But this principle goes even deeper. It is not just about inspiring others, but about creating a culture of excellence and responsibility. When you complete your work without looking at the clock, you are contributing to a world where people take pride in their efforts, where they value quality over quantity, and where they understand that true success is not measured by how much they have, but by how much they give. This is the kind of world I envision for you, my child. A world where people live with purpose, passion, and integrity. And so I urge you to carry this principle into every area of your life. Let it guide you in your relationships, in your community, and in your contributions to the world. When you approach your relationships with the same diligence and focus that you bring to your work, you will find that they deepen and flourish. When you give your time and energy to your community, you will find that you are making a meaningful difference. And when you align your actions with your values and beliefs, you will find that you are living a life of true abundance. But let us not forget the importance of balance. For while it is essential to give your best to your work, it is equally important to take care of yourself, to rest, to recharge, and to nurture your mind, body, and spirit. This is not a contradiction, but a complement. Just as a tree needs both sunlight and water to grow, you need both work and rest to thrive. The key is to find the right balance, to know when to push forward and when to step back, when to give and when to receive. This balance is not always easy to achieve, but it is essential for your well-being. When you neglect your need for rest, you risk burnout, resentment, and a loss of joy. But when you honor that need, you return to your work with renewed energy and clarity. You are able to give more, not less, because you have taken the time to care for yourself. And so, my child, I encourage you to approach your life with both diligence and compassion, diligence in your work and compassion for yourself. Remember that you are human and that it is okay to have limits. It is okay to ask for help, to take a break, or to say no when you need to. These are not signs of weakness, but of wisdom. They are a recognition of your humanity and a commitment to living a balanced and healthy life. As you move forward, I want you to hold this truth close to your heart. Your worth is not determined by how much you accomplish, but by who you are. You are my beloved child, and I love you not for what you do, but for who you are. Your value is inherent, unshakable, and eternal. No amount of success or failure can ever change that. And so, as you strive to complete your work without looking at the clock, do so not out of a sense of obligation or fear, but out of love. Love for yourself, love for others, and love for the world. Let your work be an expression of that love, a way of contributing to the greater good and making a difference in the lives of those around you. When you approach your work with this mindset, you will find that it becomes not a burden, but a joy, a way of living out your purpose and fulfilling your destiny. Finally, my child, I want to remind you that this journey is not a solitary one. You are part of a larger tapestry, a web of relationships and connections that span the globe. Your work, your efforts, and your contributions are a part of something greater, something that extends far beyond yourself. When you complete your work without looking at the clock, you are not just benefiting yourself, but the world as a whole. And so I invite you to see your work as a sacred act, a way of participating in the divine plan and co-creating a better world. Whether you are writing a report, teaching class, building a business, or caring for a loved one, know that your efforts matter. They are part of a larger story, a story of hope, love, and transformation. As you continue on this journey, remember that I am with you every step of the way. I am cheering you on, guiding you, and holding you in my love. When the road feels long and the work feels hard, call on me for strength and encouragement. Together we will navigate the challenges and celebrate the victories, knowing that each step brings you closer to the life you are meant to live. Go forth, my beloved child, with courage and determination. Embrace your work with joy, and let your efforts be a testament to your strength and character. And when the time comes to enjoy the fruits of your labor, do so with a heart full of gratitude and a spirit free from worry. For you will have earned it, not through haste or shortcuts, but through the steady, unwavering commitment to do what is right and good. This is my message to you, my child. May it guide you, inspire you, and remind you of the incredible potential that lies within you. You are capable of greatness, not because of what you have, but because of who you are. And as you walk this path, know that I am always with you, loving you, believing in you, and celebrating every step of your journey.